What's up guys, Houndish here, and today we're jumping in with a possible new series of fast-fire fun builds for Destiny 2. And in this one we're going to focus on a Warlock super build that can be configured in a couple of different ways to gain supers ridiculously quickly, and utilize bonus weapon damage by holding onto supers depending on how you want to set things up, so let's get into it. The first variant of this build does use the Mantle of Battle Harmony for the Warlock, and when you make kills matching the subclass element, each kill grants additional super energy, triggering a perk called Energy Siphon, which lasts for 2 seconds per kill and slowly adds more super energy while the timer is active. And then when you hold on to a full super, each kill that you make will grant a 5-second timer that can be stacked and increases matching elemental weapon damage by 20% until that timer runs out. And so we can go through a pretty fun loop of earning a super nice and fast, benefiting from the bonus weapon damage for a moment while holding supers, then of course pop in the super and repeat in the process. I'd say the exotic feels pretty good for solo content in particular, and of course it can be used with any subclass, plus be combined with various ability focused bonuses. And of course super gains are a very big component of using this exotic, and it does pair especially well with other mods that increase super energy. There are a couple of different armor pieces we can use here, but focusing on Battle Harmony first, we can see just how quickly we're getting super energy back. But to really lean into the super recharge rate, we can look at a couple of additional mods. So by throwing the Take-In Charge mod onto the chest piece, we become charged with light when picking up orbs of power. And if we combine this with the Void Energy Converter mod, while we're charged with light, using a grenade attack grants super energy, and that consumes all stacks of charged with light, but the more charged with light stacks we have, the more energy we gain, up to a maximum of 50% of our super energy. So this is one that's best used to consume 5 stacks to get the maximum returns. And so throwing on more charged with light mods is a good idea. We also have 2 solar charged mods, so charged up on the boots for an additional stack of charged with light, as well as supercharged to have 2 additional stacks to a maximum of 5. And then finally the Void mod stacks on stacks to gain an extra stack of charged with light for each stack gained. These bonuses will basically help us stay at that high charged with light stack to take advantage of Energy Converter. Of course, just remember to pick up those orbs. And then on top of this, when using Battle Harmony, obviously use weapons of a matching element, but in general, also be sure to use Masterwork weapons to drop orbs. Once again, super important for charged with light, but also look at weapons with perks like Thresh, which grant extra super energy. It is a perk that can roll on the new season bow, Imperial Needle, but also weapons like Stars in Shadow, Retrofuturist, Crowd Pleaser, and Bequest, which is the sword from the Deepstone Crypt raid, but also Solar Scar, which is the new trial sword for this season. Definitely look out for that one, because Thresh on a sword with this build would be pretty insane, as most kills that we'll end up making will automatically pick up orbs of power, which will keep us charged with light. And so with all of that in mind, let's see how this plays out. Initially, we're just making kills, matching elements and getting plenty of super back from the Battle Harmony, and also becoming charged with light using various mods. And when we have 5 stacks of charged with light, throwing a grenade will grant 50% of our super energy back. But note that it is best to be used almost immediately after using a super, as it'll only charge up to half of the bar, so when around 0 super energy, the more super energy we'll actually gain overall. And again, we're pairing matching element kills from weapons with the exotic chest piece, focusing on weapons with Thresh, and we're just farming away for those supers. But then we can just sit on that super and get the extra weapon damage for as long as we like. However, this entire build can be swapped between different subclasses, and to get even faster supers, we can switch the exotic to Geomag Stabilizer. And sprinting will top off the super when nearly full using Chaos Reach, but it also extends the duration of Chaos Reach, and importantly, Middle Tree Stormcaller has the Ionic Trace perk, where defeating enemies can spawn Ionic Traces, and these track back to the player and grant ability energy across the board. So this variant of the build is where super returns get really pretty silly. As we can see, starting from having 5 stacks of charged and no super, the grenade can be thrown when the super is hardly built, and half of our super automatically returns. Bear in mind that Energy Converter gives super back until the bar is at 50% as in maximum, so again we want to pop the super and then throw that grenade with 5 stacks as soon as possible. Also with Geomag, we are replacing super gains from Battle Harmony with Thresh weapons and those Ionic Traces. And that super energy builds back really quickly when making kills, then we can sprint to top off the final quarter of the super bar. And boom, in the right circumstances, we're pretty much able to earn a super in 25 or 30 seconds. And so there we go, a couple of different options. And while we do have new stasis fragments and things like that in the game, safe to say some of the exotics and revisiting some of the charged bonuses with weapons that have Thresh on, yeah, it really makes this build intriguing and approachable, despite the fact that there are other new things in the game as well. Again, to quickly run through what makes this build tick, we're rocking stacks on the helmet with the Energy Converter mod on the gauntlets, and then Take-In Charge on the chest piece, and it does have no energy requirement right there, so we can switch it between Battle Harmony and the Geomag Stabilizers. Then on the boots we've got Charged Up, and finally Supercharged, which is on the Bond. Then of course don't forget your Masterworked weapons, those that match the same element as the Battle Harmony, and also weapons that have the Thresh bonus. it'll certainly be a bunch of fun. And so for today, guys, there we go. Just a quick look at some really fast super gains for Warlocks. Gotta say a massive thanks to my friend Duddits for helping me to put some of these builds together. As always, that is very much appreciated. And if you guys have enjoyed the video, a rating below really does help us out on the channel. Let us know any builds that you've been using or any experiences you've had with the new exotic and this particular setup. Also, feel free to get subscribed so I can keep you posted on the world of Destiny 2. But otherwise, for now, guys, I hope you have an awesome day.